I grew up on Lake Michigan, and I've always felt at home on the lake, and this is really no exception. The rivers and lakes that were my playground as a child, I really had no idea were going to shape my career. But it was as an undergraduate, a junior as an undergraduate, that I took an inspiring course by Professor John Lehman. I, like so many biology majors, was pre-med, and I took an elective level ecology class, and the light bulb went off. I stopped, and I knew this was what I wanted to do. And Professor Lehman saw that spark in me. He took me into his laboratory, which was something that was fairly unheard of at a large research university, which was where I was at. That was sort of a position that was selected for graduate students or postdoctorates, but as an undergraduate, I was welcomed into his laboratory. At Hobart and William Smith College, this sort of eye-opening wow experience working one-on-one with faculty is not the exception, it's not the anomaly, it is in fact our goal. It is what we do here. And I get to replicate that experience that I had as an undergraduate, that amazing experience of learning what exactly it was that I wanted to do day in and day out here at the colleges. The relationship between professor and student here on the shores of Seneca Lake is really symbiotic. We are organically developing those relationships between students as faculty, as I think was really attested to in prior comments. This is in fact what drew me to Hobart and William Smith. Here I get to be an active scholar, a great teacher, a mentor, and I don't have to choose among those things. I pursue my research and teaching in collaboration with students and very intentionally blur the line between teaching and research, something that a lot of other places is divided by a very hard line. Because students aren't entrenched in the dogma of my field, I find that instead of my research being hindered by students, it is advanced by students. They are insightful, thoughtful, and promote my own excitement about scientific discovery. My students and I engage in broad ecological questions. We study places like Seneca Lake, Lake Superior, Lake Baikal in Siberia, where I was fortunate enough to travel with 17 students this summer, and this spring in Lago Maggiore, Italy. These types of questions provide a lens for understanding the biological world. We're interested in knowing how organisms communicate with their environment and how environmental change is affecting those organisms. And these are questions which are really of broad interest to all of us, whether we're scientists, policymakers, philanthropists, parents, or trustees. My students and I engage in a very collaborative relationship. Teaching here at HWS, both in the classroom and in the field, allows me to engage in the age-old apprenticeship of paying forward new scientists of the next generation. In fact, it's not my own accolades over the last 4 years here at HWS that give me satisfaction, but those of sending forth students to do meaningful work in the world ahead. The students leave here prepared for some very real struggles, issues like global climate change, invasive species, water shortages, extinction of the world's megafauna. But I believe that the resources and the programs here at HWS make them very capable students to do so. The Henry W. Hanley Field Preserve, the Scaling Research Vessel, the Finger Lakes Institute are just a few examples of exceptional resources we have here at HWS. We need to invest in these, improve these, and take advantage of these. Likewise, opportunities for students to conduct summer research with HWS faculty and to travel on abroad programs are what really engage students in real science in the real world. To me, it is the physical and intellectual resources here that make HWS apart. It is the places and the people here for me that provide an ideal setting for communication, experimentation, and exploration. I find my home here because there's a lake and a very vital community, and I think that you're hearing from 6 voices that would say the same.